Hey everyone, Chaos Giga here, and today's episode we are going to start working on the new cocoa bean farm. Now, this cocoa bean farm will be a lot different than the other one I've made, which I will show you. The other one I've made actually uses a lot of bone meal to instantly grow the cocoa beans, which is kind of nice, but at the same time I like to get away from using or depending on bone meal, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that like to not have to depend on bone meal, even though it's pretty easy to get if you make an industrial-sized sugarcane farm or something, with composters at the end like I have just recently. So like I've got that one up there, just so I can go ahead and grab some out of the farm when the farm goes off, which sounds like it just recently went off. And then we got these at the end, which will automatically turn sugarcane into bone meal for us once it gets too full, because I've got a whole row of chests up there to catch all that. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and grab our shulker box with the jungle logs and everything that we need. And we're going to go place this down on the ground out here and get started on this farm. Actually, I should just probably go ahead and show you real quick the other farm. So this is the crop room. This is it right here. I've showed it in another video where I was having to get some brown or brown dye, which requires the cocoa beans. That's basically what we need the cocoa beans for. Besides cookies, you can use them to make your own cookies, but I could just buy them or get them from villagers whenever I defend the village. So here is basically the system. I mean, it doesn't really take that much bone meal to grow instantly a cocoa bean, but still, if you're early game and you are just outside a jungle or have the ability to get to a jungle, you probably want an option that doesn't require a lot of bone meal. And if you're anything like me, I get tired of just AFKing there for the longest time to get a whole stack of cocoa beans. So this is another reason why I want to do this. So we're going to place that right there, and we're going to count this out. So I need a 20 by 7 area to make this, and I want it to not run into that. If I can avoid that, I want to at all possibilities. So I think I'm just going to count this out, and I'll figure that out and be right back. Alright, so I counted out a 20 by 7 area right here. It's actually going to fit, so I'll have plenty of space in between these buildings, and I can just fill that in with something else or whatever. But right here next to the stairs, I've placed a shulker box basically where the wall is going to go. So we're going to go ahead and grab out our and by the way, this is exactly how much you will need for this type of farm, and I did make this with my my own design. I did not use somebody else's design that I'm aware of. So this is actually a unique design that I created in my creative realm, or a creative world I should say, and now I've got this all set up to go with my stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab out everything that I can, with the exception being the glass and the concrete. That's gonna be the last thing I worry about. And I got torches already on me, so I really don't have to worry about them. Cobblestone, redstone, the button, and the logs. Don't worry about the cocoa beans later. That should be everything I need right now. So first things first, we're gonna dig out a 3 by 3. Well, 3 by 20, I guess, or 3 by 14, is it 15? It's 15. So we need to dig out a 3 by 15 area. Okay, so I rechecked, it's actually too deep. You can go a little bit deeper if you want the floor to sit level with the ground here. I really don't think I'm going to do that, but then again, you know what? I think that it's actually a great idea. That is probably a great idea, actually. So I'm gonna go 2 more deep, I think, on this one. But this right here, I'm actually gonna take all this out, and then that way I can use these sea lanterns for the lights in the floor, which makes sense to me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and dig this out so that way we remember where the center of this is at. Because to be brutally honest, I just want this to blend in with the environment, and also I just don't want it to be like up above the ground like I did it in my creative world, because I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to have stairs on it, because it's actually going to be level with the ground anyway. Oh man, we're getting bad now. I think it has to be one more out. Yeah, it had to be 3 around. So yeah, we need to do this section here too. Because that's where the wall is going to be at. And I think I want at least 2 spaces on either side of this, at least for now. It'll make sense once we get the build going. So let's go out more on this side. And that should be all the area for the floor. Walls we won't worry about. Actually, we're gonna have to go out one more. That's right, we want to have 3 all around, I believe, for the floor, which would make sense. Steak real quick. Okay, now we should be golden on the floor. Let's go ahead and start digging this out. I want to go ahead and dig 1 block out extra just because. It's going to make it easier for us to get out of here once we have this all dug out. Actually worked out pretty well. Didn't have to dig out any blocks or anything that weren't dirt. I need the pistons, I need the logs. Okay, so starting with the pistons. Pistons will be right here on this block right here, so I want them all to face up. These are just regular pistons, obviously, not sticky. And that's where we stop. So 14 of them in a row. We'll get back to them in just a second. Let's go ahead and place down some redstone dust coming out here. Go. Have an observer facing down into that, and then we'll keep placing the rest of the observers down into the observers in a minute. Right now, let's work on the jungle logs. I want to put 4 jungle logs in each one of these for now, but we're actually going to end up with 5 on each one of these, just in case anybody was wondering. This will just make it easier for us to put the pistons down up top later. Fourth one I'm actually just going to drop down right here. And now I'm going to go ahead and just okay, just like that. Now the thing we're going to need now is our cobblestones, which are going to sit just above those logs. Now, I'm obviously going to have to build something up to get back on top of the logs, so if you have scaffolding, use that. But in other words, just use the dirt. I mean, it's so much easier to destroy. And you already have it on you, most likely. So, but scaffolding does work. And, well, actually, scaffolding is actually easier to break. Okay, so go ahead and grab the redstone back out. Do this while we're up here too, and we're going to go ahead and lay redstone all the way to there. Okay. Just jump on the stairs so I don't take any damage. Okay. Now, for the pistons, we are going to just go and place some dirt down so we can get back up on top of these logs. We want these to face down. This is like the easiest way I know to place pistons, so that way I don't have to fight with them. Whoa. I always confuse myself when I'm looking upside down. Alright. Now we're going to start on the end here. Place that log, that log, that log. You want to do it exactly like this so that way you don't get trapped in here. You won't be able to fit in between there. Well, you can, but I mean, it's going to be kind of difficult to maneuver around. Alright, so now fall back down in here. Oh dear. I actually forgot something. Place a dirt block or something there, some sort of block, so that we can do this with our sticky piston. Now we can put that redstone block there. Next up is our repeaters and our redstone dust. I have 14 redstone repeaters and 14 redstone dust right behind them. And then we're going to have a push button on the block right across from the sticky piston. So we push the button, it pushes this redstone block down and pulls it back up. And it's going to set off the repeaters to push these pistons up, breaking all of the cocoa beans off the sides of the logs. And then this observer section here will send a delayed signal across all the top pistons to push these blocks, or the wood blocks, back down, so it can reset and be used again. Okay, so place that back in there. I'm going to sleep real quick, and then I'm going to get everything ready to put in the floor and the button. Alright, so first things first, I must apologize. I did bring this out too wide on this side here. I completely forgot that we're already going to have the 3 block space needed on this front side here because of the fact that this spot here is going to be covered. So another thing I need to apologize for is that I forgot to put torches down here. So we're going to have to break this block real quick. Go down here and we're going to place some torches in so that way that nothing spawns down here over the redstone. So we don't have any issues with zombies and stuff like that spawning down here. Just place another one there just to be safe. And that'll just keep this lit up so we don't have that issue. So there'll still be the 3-floor space here, like this. So there was really no point in me doing what I did there. But I think I'm going to leave the wall out 1 block further like that. So right on that layer there. So that way we don't cover up this sea lantern. Just be more productive, I feel. So now we'll just go ahead and start putting the floor in. I chose smooth andesite because I haven't really used, or polished andesite I guess is what it's called. I haven't really used it for much of my building purposes with this resource pack here yet, so I figured why not. Let's go ahead and use it for this one, and then we're going to see exactly how much light, but I'm pretty sure we'll be well lit up. I won't have to use any of my sea lanterns up or anything like that because I kept the sea lanterns that were already in the ground here, so and in addition to this build will be to put the concrete and the glass around, which I have not done. I did not do that in my creative world. I decided I would just deal with that after I built all of this. So let's go ahead and put all this floor in. I don't even know. I might not have counted enough blocks for this. Yeah, because I added some more space, so I might have to actually go make some more blocks. Which is fine, I'll have plenty. So first things first, let's go ahead and just block this portion off here. We'll go ahead and use the last of the blocks real quick, and we'll have that many more to get. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 more blocks. So literally you do not need this other section right here. I only went to where I only had it 3 wide on both sides of this. So that's why I was saying it was 7 wide. I obviously went 8 wide because I changed my mind. So as you'll see, if you've watched many of my videos, you'll see that I do that quite a bit. And I'm sorry for that, but you'll probably do the same thing when you start building a lot of these things as well. So we'll put the button down now, and we'll test it out. Okay, I think what I forgot to do was I forgot to place redstone on top of this observer block. I think that's what I forgot to do. I was thinking that I needed to put redstone on top of this observer block for that to work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get another thing of redstone dust and scaffold my way back up there. Okay, so that was a bit of an oops. So let's go ahead and just build our way back up here. Place our redstone dust like that. So I completely forgot you have to put the redstone on top of that dot. So you need actually 31 redstone dust. And that's okay, because at least we can test it and find out if it's going to work or not, and go from there, so that's good. And there it is. Alright, now we'll try it again, make sure it pushes it up, and it's a delayed reaction, it pushes it back down. Alright, so now all I need to do is finish my floor, and then start working on the building, which I'm not really sure exactly how I want to do it, but I know I want glass for the top, and some glass windows on the sides, but mostly brown concrete for the outside of it, just because cocoa beans are brown, which makes sense to me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go get me some more polished andesite, and then finish this off, and then get back into the building. Alright, got a rough idea of how I want this to go. I got a doorway over there next to the stairs, and just come out from up in the mansion, and then want to come straight in, or just away from any of these other buildings over here to come in here and harvest the cocoa beans. I'll have another door back here in case I need to go to the tree farm or come from the tree farm to come in here. I'm going to take out this dirt and put something else in there before we put a door in. And we'll have a path leading up into that. Obviously the path is already connected to this door, but still want to take out the dirt in there so that way we can put something else in there. So maybe I'll bring some more polished andesite out to lead up to the doors, because I'll still have to make the doors anyway. But anyway, let's go ahead and just design the doorways and then come up with our windows and things like that, and see how it looks. I just ran out of concrete, so I'm gonna have to go back to my concrete factory and grab some more brown concrete. So that really wasn't enough for getting it up as high as I wanted it to. I have to do one more layer of concrete after this layer is done here. But basically we got 2 sets of windows on all sides. And then once I get this up by 2 layers of brown concrete, I'm going to just top it off with a roof of glass, so that way the cocoa beans will get enough sunlight to grow. But I will come right back, finish this up, and show you guys what it looks like. And we'll also plant the cocoa beans. Alrighty, we got everything done. I'm not sure if this is how I'm going to leave it, because honestly, after looking at this, I think it would have blended in better if I would have changed this glass to brown glass. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I mean, brown glass would probably go with the build, and it would still be transparent enough to let the light through. So I think it would just blend in better with the build, or just look better with the build if I turned this into brown glass. But I can always change it later, so I think that's what we'll worry about, is just doing that later. I still have to do the doors yet, but I'm going to go ahead and plant the cocoa beans real quick. So that way I can let them grow for a little bit before coming back here, and I'm just going to... This is one of the reasons why I wanted to build a farm like this. I could just do this, just line it up on the sides here. Just like that. Takes it no time at all for us to plant these. And that's why I like this kind of setup right here. And when we go to harvest, you're going to see that we get quite a bit, quite fast. Because cocoa beans really don't take that long to grow, at least I don't think they do. And that's all I can put down here for now. I think I'll have to put some chests. Actually, I'll store the cocoa beans in the crop storage. And then if I need some for dye, I'll take them out and turn them into dye. So that'll work out great. So now I'm just going to finish up the doors, and then I'll go through and check the light and make sure the light... Actually, I can just do that right now. Let's go ahead and check the light. Looks like 11. I think we got enough light in here. I don't think anything's going to spawn. Nothing should really spawn. 9 seems to be the lowest, and 8 is what is required for something to spawn, at least 8. So looks like we're good. Alright, so that is that. I'm going to let these grow, and while they're growing, I'm going to finish up the doorways like I said. Alright, went and healed all my tools and stuff from all the construction I've been doing lately, including the desert live stream where we went out and did some terraforming for the pyramid, and it looks like we've almost got them all fully grown, maybe a few outliers here or there. I think we'll go ahead and test it real quick to show you guys how it works. So we just push the button, everything breaks off, and now we just run through here and pick it all up. Make sure I got it all, looks like I did. And literally, look at that, 5 full stacks of cocoa beans plus 8. That is not bad at all. I mean, that is ridiculous an amount. That is a ridiculous amount compared to that bone meal machine, which I feel like what it's doing is it's trying to grow it, but it goes too fast for the cocoa bean to actually fully grow, and that's why we're not getting such quick harvest. As you can see, they grow pretty fast on here, so you don't really have to wait that long. It was basically about 2 in-game days, maybe, if even that. I think it was less than that. And you only really need for this farm a stack and... well, almost 2 stacks. It's still not bad. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that, And in the next video or next episode, I plan on getting some more stuff done with terraforming out that direction. I want to get that all set up for the dark side of my city, because basically that's what I'm building around my mansion, is a city, a giant city. But get this all terraformed out here and destroy that village that's out that way in the savannah. And we're just going to make that, I believe, I'm going to make that into a dark side of the city, if you will. It's going to be, well, mostly with the new blocks that are coming out. I plan on building a smooth blackstone brick castle out that way with some gold blocks intertwined in it. So like the castle that you see in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I plan on building something similar to that when we get the new blocks in the game. And when that happens, I'll probably build the castle and stuff first in my creative world, just so I can get an idea of how I'm going to build the walls and stuff, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helps some of you with some anti-bone meal farms, because I know how hard it is to farm bone meal at the early game, but once you get to end game like I am, it's really not that bad to get bone meal, not that hard to get bone meal, but it's still helpful to just make farms that don't depend on bone meal, and all you gotta do is just let them grow, and you don't have to AFK at them forever. You can just let them grow while you're off doing other things, and I think that's fantastic. So that'll be it. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.